Ibrahim, and today we will discuss more about the subtopic under the environmental cost management, which is the measuring the social impact and the economic impact. So the first thing first, we need to know about the definition of the both impact. The first impact, which is the social impact, defined as the outcome which resulted from the activity of the organization which related to the relationship of the company with the internal, such as the employees and the stakeholder, which is the shareholder, and then the external stakeholder, which is the supplier, customer, and the investor. So next we need to know about the element of the social impact. We have four elements, which is the first one input, second one output, third one outcome, and the last one is actually the impact. This element will be further explained by the next presenter. Next is the definition of the economic impact. Economic impact known as the outcome or the result of the environment activity conducted by the organization which will affect the financial and economy of the business. So there is actually example which the cost that related to the economic impact. The first one is the cost of the packaging, and then the second one is cost to minimize the amount of wastage, dump in the river and the air emission, and the last one is the cost of collecting and disposing waste. So there is actually three methods to measure the social impact, and we will go through one by one. The first method is study the output, which are the goals and objectives that need to be measured related to the theory of change. So this theory of change is a specific type of methodology for planning, participation, and evaluation that is used in the company to promote the social change. And then this theory defines the long term and maps backward to identify the necessary precondition. The element that demonstrated by this model is actually the first one, what goes in, which is the input. The second one, what goes out, which is the output, and the third one is actually what resulted from it all, which is the outcome. For simple understanding, by doing this theory of change, it will show the big pictures, including the lines or anything that you cannot control. And next, this theory will show all the different ways that might lead to the change, even if they are not related to your business. And then it will describe how and why you think the change happened, which is the outcome. So the second method that we can use to measure the social impact is the organization need to know the objective of the stakeholder, which include the internal and the external stakeholder, and this will lead to the sources of the value creation. There is actually 5 steps that we need to follow in order to do the value creation. The first step is actually identify and prioritize the stakeholder needs. The second one is consult with the stakeholder in order to ascertain the common priorities. And the third step is measure the progress to achieve the main objective. And the fourth step is we need to understand how the objective match with the stakeholder objective. And the fifth step, which is the last step, is we need to tell the stakeholder what the company are doing well, where the company could improve, and what the future goals of the company are. The last method, which is the third method, is actually the social return on investment, SROI. So this method is used to measure the value that are not reflected in the financial statement, which is the social, economic, and environmental factors. And then it can be used to identify how effectively a company uses its capital and other resources to create the value for the community. And the general formula for the SROI is net present value of benefit divided by the net present value of the investment. So there is actually method that we can use to measure the economic impact, which is the environmental accounting method. So this method covered two areas. The first one, the internal reporting of environmental costs, and the second one, management accounting technique for the identification and allocation of the environmental costs. This method include under the environmental accounting method, which is input or outflow analysis. Second, the fuel cost accounting. The third one is activity-based costing, and the last one is the life cycle costing. So this four method actually can be used by the business and organization, and they need to use any of four that's suitable for their business operation. And now there is no excuse that the businesses can measure and monetize all of those impact.
Assalamualaikum, madam. Okay, my name is Rose Fazlinda binti Abu Bakar. I would like to continue this presentation by giving you a benefit of measuring social and economic impact. I'll discussing about 4 points of the benefit. The first benefit is obtaining or maintaining the license to operate. First, measuring social and economic impact can help the business to show to the stakeholder that their activity benefits the economies and societies within which they operate. It may help them to have a better understanding if they are fulfilling their commitments and the stakeholder expectation of or if there's a support between their impact and what stakeholders think. Okay, the second is improving the business enabling environment. Measuring social impact is additionally a strong way for companies to indicate the policies maker on how their business activity are contributing to public policy goals, and thus it will help them to develop the correct mixtures of rules, incentives, and public service needed to maximize the business contribution. Where the third benefit is strengthening the value of change. By evaluating their social and economic impact, companies are better equipped to predict the loyalty, performance, stability, and capacity for the growth of their suppliers, distributors, and retail partners, to them identifying the valuable and the opportunity to deal with them. The fourth is fueling and service innovation. Measuring social and economic impact can help the companies to have a better understanding on what is the wants, aspiration, resources, and incentive of their customer, where it's enable them to develop a new product and services and improve what is existing offers. Yet to effectively create a value for a business and its stakeholder, measuring must be aligned with a company's strategy and integrated into ongoing business performance management and its reporting. Then I'll discuss about the importance of measuring social impact. It consists of 4 points, and the first is organization has to improve activity of program management with more effective planning and more efficient evaluation. The second is to develop the way organization understand the impact of their work. The third is to a stronger communication of value of the organization work towards the people that matters, such as internal and external stakeholders. And the last is to enhance attention to the social value creation by the organization. Okay, why should we measure economic impact? The importance of measuring economic impact is environmental accounting serves a solid foundation for environmental management system as well as increasing the effectiveness of an existing one. By having the environmental accounting system, firms are able to manage environmental costs and business strategies better. They also will achieve a more accurate cost product and processes and discover new opportunities to offset or minimize the environmental cost to environmental thinking and include potential environmental costs in appraisal processes and investment analysis. For further discussion, I would like to elaborate about 4 elements in measuring social economic impact. It consists 4 items: input, output, outcome, and impact, where input is a resources invested as a cost. Output is a direct result of business objective or goals. Outcome is a changes to people resulting in activity that will occur over a longer period, where impact is outcome less an estimate of what would happen anyway. Okay, for example, of implementing the 4 elements, I will take an example of developing a new business. For input, the cost incurred of a business program. Output, big number of participants that willing to learn on how to create the advertisement for their business as the result of the training program. Outcome is a number of people that started the business and improved their personal circumstances as the result of the training program. Rather, lastly, impact. Impact is we can take as 20 or 30 people that participate in the training program run their business well as the result of the training program. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Wabarakatuh. My name is Hanisa binti Muhammad Nasruddin, and I will continue the presentation on the environmental cost management, where we relate to the industry or business. And first of all, let me remind you guys again the definition of social impact and economic impact. Social impact is the portion of total outcome that happen as a result of the action of an organization that affect company stakeholder relationship, while for economic impact is an financial effect that involve cost to enhance the environment that something has on situation or a person. For the startup, manufacturing factory, the cost that manufacturing incurred in discharging the wastage dumped into rivers and air emission. The organization should figure truly the consequences of the pollution that might happen due to their negligence in handling the matters. Rather than being penalized because they're not following the SOP in processing wastage discharged from factory, they should install electrostatic filter in the smoke chimney, which is water filtered, so that they could remove the harmful gases before released in the air. And before dump wastage substances into the river, organizations should obtain permission from the environment authorities on the matter, the waste amount that they are allowed to be released in the river. Cost that manufacturing company could incur in their organization is cost when they own water treatment plant. This happens when the factory or an organization decide to have their own water treatment plant. The wastewater from the factory will be channeled into the plant, and after a few treatments, the water will be reused again in the factory. The cost for research of the treatment is also incurred as the cost, since they need to develop the plant first. Next is businesses like grocery businesses, where one of the costs that then incur is the way for the packaging. Topic like environmental radically attached with pollution matters. Grocery businesses like supermarket usually provide their customers with plastic bag after they have made their payment. And one simple way to reduce pollution is by not using plastic bag, which as we all know, the materials in plastic bag is known as non-biodegradable, and that took too much time to decay, and for that business industry like supermarket are recommended to increase their cost in switching from using plastic bag into paper bag, which is more friendly user in the society and also to the environment itself. Okay, next we move to the environmental cost management that may relate to the economic and social impact that Malaysia has faced or still facing. The first impact is hazard phenomenon. As we all know, when hazard phenomenon arose around 2019, which is September 2019, lots of economic sector were affected with the situation. Industries like tourism sector and fishery sector are affected the most in the economy. And since tourism sector is one of the main major contributor into the national income, the hazard phenomenon ensure a significant economic loss. And decreasing in the number of tourists, other businesses like restaurant, malls, and transportation sector are indirectly involved in the to be suffered along. And while for fishery sector, the impact that clearly can be seen is that the demand for fish suddenly increased and lead to the increasing in price in the market because because not everyone are willing to go to the sea during that time. And the second impact is coronavirus 19, where it's happened now when as we all know, starting from the first day of RMO, people are advised not to go out from their places, and many businesses need to close down their premises in order to stay put in the social distance so that we could break the virus chain. And for that, there are still some businesses that are permissible to open, like market and restaurant. Related to this pandemic situation, although most of the businesses will suffer losses, probably around the year 2020, because the pandemic suddenly appeared in the beginning of the year, government have released some incentive for the citizen, so that they will not suffer much during the situation. And employers are advised to let their employees work from house, as they are keen to their updated job that need to be submitted in order to the continuance of their business.